Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm here with Steve Bromage, who's here from the Maine Historical Society, and it is so wonderful to have him here today. And Steve has been the executive director at the organization since 2012, I believe.
That's right.
Steve has also written a blog that we will be posting, and it has a lot of information about the play and about the connection to Maine. And I'd love to sort of start with that, if we can, Steve.
Sure, sure. Well, first, I just want to say congratulations on this play. I mean, it was so powerful and so rich. And one of the things it really did was just remind me of these really important connections in the ways that the arts and literature and theater really complement history, and how important it is to have all of these pieces together. You know, I think we find that in our culture, people are looking for black and white truths. And I think, as we've talked about, you know, life is really messy. And so as I was sitting here watching the play for the last hour and a half, I was just struck by how important the intimacy is, and getting into the lives and the experience and the messiness of these relationships of a slave owner and a slave, and they're friendly and they share a history and there's so much, and how can they be friends, how can they be civil? But of course they can, because we kind of create these relationships. So I think in so much of our work it's about connecting people to history through stories, and that's what people who walk into a museum or we connect with is finding their connections to their community and other people, and it's stories that do it. So to me, I was just really struck by the humanities, and to have partners in the arts who help people get at different parts of the emotional truth of history was great.
In this play, Richmond, this is Richmond behind us, and what happened here? What went on, and what was it like to come back into a city that was under siege? Do you have a sense from reading that you've done? Is this play fairly accurate with that, or?
I think so, and I think it's that real sense of dislocation and refugee status, where you know, it's one of those turning points where you go, you knew a certain world and it's completely blown up, literally and metaphorically, and everything you could see was about to be reinvented. There's a whole defining of new relationships, and I'm sure there was a lot of anxiety and tension there, but I think everything was being reinvented.
I think one of the things that struck me when I was looking at this piece and thinking about putting it into the season was the connection to all of our soldiers who are going over and are in conflict areas, and all the various areas of the world today that are in civil war, and what it must be like, and how you do have to you find a new normal. You find what is the normal for this, and the way we're living now suddenly becomes impossible. And it's amazing to see that they can you've got to keep a sense of humor. You've got to find a way to maintain that relationship that you had with somebody just to keep moving forward.
Right. And you have a lifetime of experience in these relationships too, so it's fraught, and sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's difficult, but you know, there's a body of knowledge and relationship there too. I think that strikes me too in this. You know, we live in such a first world nation for so much sense, and we read about what happens in the Middle East and other places, and the trauma of war, and it's easy for us to kind of just read it as a newspaper article and not to experience it. So that's why I just come back to the value of having, you know, a play like that, where you can really kind of dig into, you know, the emotional depth of this, and really experience in a way that you can't when you're just reading a book or a newspaper article, or maybe even seeing an exhibition.
The president's dead.
What?
Where? President Lincoln. He's dead.
How?
Shot last night at the theater. He's gone. I wouldn't have believed it, but I ain't heard it with my own ears.
And Father Abraham, can you speak a little bit to him? And it's what a beautiful connection the playwright has drawn between him and Moses in this play.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that's a good place to bring it around. You know, and that's if you, you know, to what this theme we've been talking about, kind of a lack of moral clarity and evolution and growth, because I think, you know, if you look at what Abraham Lincoln's own evolution over the course of the war. You know, why didn't he issue the Emancipation Proclamation sooner? Why wasn't the Civil War strictly, exclusively about slavery? And I think what you see in his experience was an evolution and growth. And as he saw how African Americans fought and contributed to the Civil War, I think he really gave them credit, their contributions to being a critical factor in the winning of the war. And the more he had exposure and worked with African Americans, he progressed, I think. So I think he was never pro-slavery, but he was also not a strict abolitionist when the war began. So I think, you know, one of the reasons he stands so well as this national hero is his ability to evolve and grow and to navigate a really complex situation and kind of move the chains over the course of those years too. You know, it's intense, it's messy stuff, and you know, I think there's something in all of us. I mean, he's a model because he's grown, he's evolved, and he navigated us through that period.
It ain't your fault there's madmen in the world.
I'm so
That ain't your fault. It's okay.
That's the beauty of theater and poetry. You know, one of the, you know, throughout our culture, whether it's a political issue or a journalistic issue, people so crave to be handed a black and white truth about, you know, this is the absolute truth and it happened this way and there's, again, no moral uncertainty. So I think, you know, this ability to get into rage and humor and expression, so, you know, you're liberated in a way that's going to help us as an audience and a society kind of get, again, I'll keep going back to the emotional truth as opposed to some factual, you know, so to me as a historian, it matters less about, you know, oh my God, the button on the shoe was wrong, the language was wrong, than that 2 hours or hour and a half, whatever it is, help me really kind of get into it, you know, and experience or imagine what it's like to live there in a way that you can't just on the page. We do a lot of thinking about how you tell history and how you engage people in this day and age, and we see really wonderful opportunities. But, you know, to me, this is about the wonder of how the humanities and literature and history come together and how we all kind of get at our humanity and what kind of connects us.
You know about this!
Simon,
You know about this! And you said nothing! For 3 days! You know about that.
Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Good discussion.